You ready to get into some little shit?
Yeah.
Let's do it, cause we are running long.
Word.
We're gonna get into lit or shit. Little shit is our pop culture segment where we talk about all the fuck shit on your timelines. B, what narcotic?
Drugs. Good drugs.
Drugs. Cut to the chase. Drugs. Mary Jane.
Yes,
I'm on wine. Tonight. Feeling a little classy tonight. I'm on some wine. Put your cups up or put your glasses up. And we're going to toast to people kind of minding their own damn business. That's how I feel right now. Like, people need to mind their business.
Biz naive.
All right. Biz naive. Shout out to Scrappy. You know Scrappy Mama D? Do you know Scrappy's mother, Mama D?
Of course.
Okay. Because I know you don't watch reality TV, so I don't know.
I mean, I watch Love and Hip Hop, my nigga. Like, everybody watched the original Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. Everybody in the fucking, yeah.
Okay.
I do know.
So, Mama D or Mama Jones? Who would you rather be your mama?
Mama Jones, cause she fell back.
Cause she fell back.
Yeah.
And Mama D still going
Mama
hard.
D still, like, Mama D had some fucking, what was that shit? Remember that shit she was doing, like, asking niggas to show their dick and shit? Remember that?
Show their dick? You talking about?
She had a reality show, like, she was like, what that dick, like, some shit like that.
Nah, you talking about, Tokyo Tony.
No. Mama D.
Oh, Mama D.
We seen the shit. I sent the shit to you on Instagram. The shit was the funniest shit ever. Like, she had like a whole reality, like it was a reality show with some other girl and shit. And she was talking about like niggas showing their dick and shit and like, and then like putting like sucking dick and shit. It was weird. It was wild. It was the wildest shit ever. But no, to answer your question, Mama D.
I think Tokyo Tony is like, out of all the reality mamas out here, like Tokyo Tony is probably like the worst mama to have.
Mama D,
Mama
D ain't far away though. Like, Mama D ain't far away, my nigga.
You know Mama D got her butt and shit done?
Mama D was probably bad when she was like 25. You know what I'm saying?
Mama D she always looked like a man to me.
I don't think so. She just had a hard, you could tell she had a hard one. But I bet probably like 25 and shit. She was probably right. Cause she got a nice body and shit. You could just, shit, for a 60-year-old, however old she is. Probably 40.
I'll take your word for it. You said she probably 40?
Mm-hmm.
Shit. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised the way these moms be out here young as fuck. But, so, back to it. So, Dwayne Wade went on Ellen DeGeneres to talk about, his 12-year-old, Zaya, formerly known as Zion, and said that she came home and asked about them using the pronoun she and her, and using the name Zaya for her versus the name that she was given at birth. As we've talked about on this show, Dwayne Wade has opened up about, raising a daughter or raising a child, a transgender child. And of course there is a lot of backlash from that and XYZ. Dwayne Wade said that his daughter Zaya started doing more research. And she came and sat down and said, "Hey, I don't think I'm gay." She went down the list and said, this is how I identify myself. This is my gender identity. I identify myself as a young lady. I think I'm straight trans because I still like boys. In the video, later on, Zaya, or first, Gabrielle Union posted a video of Zaya. And in the video, Zaya is 12. And Zaya said, "What is the point of being on this earth if you're trying to be someone that you're not? It's like you're not even living as yourself. It's the dumbest concept to me. Be true and don't really care about the stereotypical way of being you." And of course, like people always do, they had their comments and things like that. One was our nigga CNN correspondent, Boosie Badass.
Good old Torrance Hatch.
And he said that D-Wade has gone too far and he should not refer to Zaya as a girl. He said, that is a male, man. That's a 12-year-old. At 12 years old, they don't even know where their next meal gonna be. That shit, they don't even have shit figured out. They might meet a woman at 16 and fall in love with her, but his dick gonna be gone. Don't cut off his dick, man. Don't cut off his dick, dog. You've gone too far, man. You've gone too far. And surprisingly, Young Thug tweeted, all I want to say to D-Wade's son is God don't make mistakes, but hey, live your true self. Back to this subject. So we've heard the evolution of this and, D-Wade's, daughter at this point wants to dress feminine and all that. So it's been this evolution probably over the past 6 months where we've been hearing about this. If, when your son or daughter comes to you and says like, I want this, like, I don't understand really what people want. Like, I feel like based on the comments and things like that, people want him to dislike his child or treat his child away. Like, what have been your thoughts in the past week or so as it relates to this particular subject, B?
I haven't really given it much thought, cause how a motherfucker raise their child is how they raise them. You know what I'm saying? Like if a motherfucker want to be a rhinoceros, you just let them, you know what I'm saying? And if you allow them to be, that's on you. But, for me, I think, again, like I said, he can raise his child however he wants and, certain things. I just don't think, slippery slope, you know what I mean? 12-year-olds, he seems like an intelligent fella or girl or whatever. But at the same time, I was pretty intelligent at 12. However, I don't think I would be making life decisions based on thoughts of a 12-year-old. Cause yes, while you still, privy to a lot of shit, you still are 12. So I don't know if I could, I don't know. That's a precarious position to be in, but I just don't think that, I could deal with it. Like, cause I don't think you're still 12. You haven't even hit puberty yet. So you don't really know your body and know what's going on. I don't think you can make a determination as to how you're transgender at 12 years old. Granted, maybe when you get, later in life and, things start to make a little bit more sense to you, then you can make that decision. But, that's just for me. I just think it's kind of early. I wouldn't, if my child at 12 years old wanted to get a tattoo, which is life altering, body altering, I'm not going to do that. You know what I mean? Once you get of age, then we can, discuss it and have, some sound conversations, but that's just me. You know what I'm saying? Like, but again, that's how I would treat the situation if it, ever came to my doorstep. I hope it doesn't, but if it does, we'll deal with it then. But, that's just it. Like, but again, I can't dictate how that man raises his child. More power to him, I guess. You know what I mean? And I hope the best for everybody involved. I guess that's pretty much my statement on that.
I feel like if this child has come and said, this is how I would like to be addressed, this is how I feel at 12, then we go with how you feeling at 12. Like, we can go with that. I think where this is, especially Boosie is just a thumbs down for me. Like, everything he say is totally ignorant. Everything he says is ignorant. Like, literally everything that comes out of his mouth is ignorant. D-Wade never said anything about fucking giving this child hormone shots or cutting off his dick or anything like that. He said, my child said I would like to be addressed as this. Okay. Then that's what we do. Now, I totally agree with he's 12 or she's 12 and things can change. Okay, so when you come at 15 and say, hey, I no longer want to do this, then we just change that. Like, I don't feel like it's any harm in making your child feel like what's best for them is for them. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know people personally who, granted, I don't know any transgender people. And I do feel like sexuality and gender is two different things. But you know, you have people who like, yo, I only like women or I only like men. And then they get married to the opposite version of what they say. That's something different. Like, that's cool. People are allowed to grow and people are allowed to change. I just don't see what the harm is if your child feels this passionate. And like you said, Zaya seems very intelligent, very aware of, you know, some of the challenges that, you know, she may face or whatever the case may be. Let that child live. Like, you pushing your insecurities off on anybody is wrong to me. Like, I don't feel like that. I'll tell the Christians that. I'll tell everybody that's trying to push their way of life. Everybody is different. Everybody is totally different. And I don't find any problem with it. Like, listen, you understand these are the things that you may face. And then you come home one day and like, I don't want to do this no more, whatever it may be. We're not altering this child's body. We're not changing their molecular makeup.
What if that's the next question though?
I mean, then we deal with that when they say that. Listen, me personally, I wouldn't change a child. Like, I have a problem with these 18-year-old Instagram models getting surgery and their adult bodies ain't even kicked in.
Right.
So it's not even about like a gender thing to me. It's like, it is, you're still developing. You're still trying to figure out who you are. And I'm like, you 18 years old, you getting boobs and butt and all this, and your boobs and butt ain't even came in yet the way they supposed to. You know what I'm saying? So like, I think Boosie jumped out the window like, oh, don't cut his dick off, man. Don't do that. And I think Boosie, and I feel like even you should be able to rock with me on this. Boosie got 8 damn kids. He's fucking delusional if he think one of them 8 ain't gonna come out a way he don't like.
Probably.
8 kids is a lot of kids.
Mm-hmm.
Statistics are, you know what I'm saying? One of them 8 kids ain't gonna come out exactly. And then like, as a parent, I feel like your job is to nurture your child, make sure they're loved, make sure they feel like even if the world is against them, you're with them.
I agree.
And you have all of these people putting their insecurities because they feel away and they don't feel comfortable expressing it, or they're just totally against this. But what do it have to do with you? Like, y'all want this man to hate his kid. And anybody who wants somebody to hate their kid, let me ask you something. As a man who hang around a lot of men, do men think that they can shame a man into acting the way that they want them to act? Like on some real shit.
I mean, you can always, I don't know if it's necessarily shame per se, but like you can say shit and joke on a motherfucker and, you know, say X, Y, and Z shit, and it may or may not be hurtful because what you say, I get in trouble with this all the time. I tell I'm very blunt and honest, and it comes off as asshole, and I really don't mean it 95% of the time. It just happens. And I don't choose my words wisely, but it's not coming from a malicious place. It's just like either it's coming from a joking place or 100% real. So, I mean, I tell motherfuckers who ain't got their shit together to get their shit together. So I'm essentially shaming you and what I would not necessarily shaming. I just feel like it's more so like direct talk and shit that I feel like could help you out. You know what I'm saying? So, but
we're talking about like, oh, you fucking up. Like, you need to get your shit together.
Yeah.
Do you think you can really shame somebody into changing what their preferences are or their sexuality? Like,
nah. I don't
like,
think
it's
so.
crazy because, and I don't know if I've told this story on this show before, but I know a male who dresses as a female and he is gay and all of that shit. And the males in his family totally go in on this nigga and make him feel like he's less than, but they hang out with the relative who allegedly molested him. Like, that shit is crazy to me. Like, that shit is crazy to me. And then, like, it's like they have so much energy. Again, this goes back to our initial conversation of men just being, like, they just don't do it for me. Like, the mind frame and the shit that they say. Like, y'all are willing to spend this much time on focusing in on a nigga if he getting pussy or not. But y'all don't focus in, and I say y'all as in the general, y'all. Anybody with a dick. Y'all don't spend this much energy on, you need to be a man, you need to provide for your family, you need to take care of your kids, you need to get a job, you need to, take care of women, you need to stop being a deadbeat. They don't have that much energy on that portion of being a man. It's like, are you getting pussy or not? And if you're not getting pussy, you should be getting pussy. And why wouldn't you want pussy? And you're not a man.
I don't know a lot of niggas like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, that would, again, I don't really
talk about it. Educate me.
I don't think that's the case. Like, I think you have like this broad paintbrush that you paint like mad men with, and we're not like that. Like, I don't know a lot of dudes that would be doing that. Like, they would purposely like seek out like a person of, whatever orientation that they decide to be, like, and just joke on them niggas for days and days and days. We're not gonna do that. Like, I don't know any people that would do
what
that.
I want you to do is I want you to have a conversation with any black gay male that you know and ask him his story.
Yeah,
and their stories will have
minorities.
The same
minorities thing. Are going to have like very similar stories. You know what I'm saying? Like, any minority sect of people are going to have a very similar story. In terms of, hate is the most.
Make it true?
I didn't say it didn't. I'm just saying hate is the most, like, it's easier to hate than it is to love. Like, you can just find.
Right.
Well, I don't know if it's easier. It's easier to love, but people have a hard time loving versus hating. You know what I'm saying? It's easier to find, anything that's different. People can automatically, like, kind of, put in obscurity and ridicule it just because it's different. That's just with anything, right? Like, that's just how it goes. But as far as, like, I don't know anybody that is personally that would personally, like, be a homophobe in terms of bashing people because of the way they believe. Like, I don't know anybody like that. Like, I'm sure there's been jokes. Have you not looked
at the internet? Like,
I said, I don't know anybody. Okay. What I said is I don't. I'm not. The internet is this whole other place. Like, the internet and reality is totally different. Like, I don't know. Like, I know it's a bunch of niggas that, like, I got homeboys and I got like, one of my best friends, his brother is gay, and I grew up with this nigga, and like, I'm like, we'd be like, Troy gay as hell. He'll do some shit that's gay, but it's not like we gonna be like, but we'll sit there and like kick it and laugh and joke and do whatever. Like, they're still people. You know what I'm saying? Like, people are people. So, like, we have commonalities and all that shit. How he fucks it, and whoever who fucks is whatever. But if you like an asshole, I don't want to be around you regardless if you gay or not, right? Or right. Straight. It's just a personality for me. And that's the same way that my homeboys are. Like, granted, the majority of us are straight. You know what I'm saying? Or,
yeah.
To my knowledge, all of us are straight. But, again, niggas have cousins and niggas come through and like smoke bud and da-da-da. But at the same time, like, them niggas don't necessarily want to be around a bunch of straight niggas. Like, you kind of assimilate to what you're used to. You know what I'm saying? But again, it's always going to be love. I see, bro, I'm like, I'll never let anybody do nothing to him, and I would hope he would never let nobody nothing do that. You know what I'm saying? And vice versa. Like, it's always a genuine amount of love. But like, we just don't kick it. Like, he got his select few and we got our select few and all that shit. You know what I'm saying? And I got a best friend that's gay, and like, she come around us all the time and she tells us about her insecurities sometimes just because, she's always the person but she grew up with us. So it's always love. We never like ostracize her or castigate her for her beliefs or whatever. I'm gonna make, quick jokes and shit. Like, just be fucking with her like, oh, that nigga think you cute, shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Just weirdo shit, but it's always love. We've been doing that shit forever. So, I guess my point is, like, I don't know people that are that malicious and just fucking mean to be able to, like, just point people out for their differences. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's no different. Like, just because you fuck a man or a woman or whatever, that's on you. I don't give a fuck because ain't shit got to do with me. You know what I'm saying? But if we have commonalities where we can, come together and build and have a good time, which I've been in those cases with homosexuals and heterosexuals, and never really been around any transgenders. But I know a bunch of different type of people that all have some similarities and we kick it. Like it's nothing, you know what I'm saying? But like, you know, again, you assimilate to the people that you're around. And again, like I don't know personally anybody in my circle that's just mean and fucking heartless enough to be able to like go out gay bashing people and shit. You know what I'm saying?
No, I mean, when I said that, I wasn't like people are just going out beating people. Like,
yeah, but I'm not even
but that's
gay
not
bashing doesn't mean physically. Like you can emotionally gay bash somebody. Like I'm not with, like if we cut shooting the shit and we joking and we laughing, you can get these jokes just like the nigga that got a funny looking hairline. Like
100%.
Your ass gay and he's not gay and all that shit. Like niggas is just getting roasted. I think it's a birds of a feather thing,
yeah. But I also, you know, I do, you know, me and you have had certain discussions and I've had certain discussions with you, and about in regards to like sexuality. We've had heated debates on this same fucking podcast. So I don't necessarily think that's you, and most of us are, we hang around people we are most like in different ways. Right. I feel like who you had sex with is like the last of those things, but that just could be me. But you know what I'm saying? There are people out here that don't understand how the shit that they say, whether they're joking or not, like to a 12-year-old child or to your child, like they take it as, oh yeah, I probably shouldn't tell my parent about this or whatever the case may be. I agree.
But then you put it for public consumption, right? So like, when it's consumed for public, it's going to be in the court of public opinion. So you're going to get.
And that's cool, but everybody got to take what's coming to them. So you put it out there. Right. So Boosie got to take what's coming to him.
Agree.
Just like Dwayne Wade got to take what's coming to him. But my whole thing about it is when you talking about love and you talking about hate, you got those people like a Boosie that's standing in the field of hate.
But I think that shit gets muddied with, because I don't agree with something doesn't mean that I'm homophobic. Right? Like,
okay, let's just say Boosie. Let's not take you.
No, I'm just saying people
Boosie is homophobic?
People that are, say, in my circumference, not even friends, it's just who have the same thought belief. I'm the furthest thing from homophobic. I don't give a fuck about how people fuck. Again, I don't necessarily agree with certain things, and I don't agree with a lot of things, but that doesn't mean that I hate you because that's your belief. And I think there's a lot more people like that get mistaken for homophobic because they don't agree with things. And
see, that's the I got a black friend response.
No, it's not. That's totally different. I got a black friend response. I don't.
You feel like because you have gay friends, male and female, that you're not homophobic. I'm not saying that you're homophobic, but you do have some homophobic tendencies and things that you say.
I don't think so.
That are homophobic.
I don't agree with things. And that's just how it is. Like, I don't agree that his son at 12 years his son should be calling himself a girl. I don't agree with that, but I'm not hating him for it. Totally different.
Why don't you feel like his son can feel comfortable however he feels? Like,
I mean, it's because you're not a boy. What if you want to play sports tomorrow? So what do you do then?
Then he needs to decide if he wants to play sports.
It's no need to decide. Biologically, you're a man or you're a boy. You will be a man if you don't change anything. So you need to be playing with men because you have an advantage. So it's not, so if we're keeping the fair card, right? If we're playing fair.
Listen, I think that is different what you tolerate in your home versus what society is going to tolerate. As a parent, your job is to make sure your child feels as comfortable as possible. But you also have to articulate to your child, like, I understand that you feel like a girl and this is the way you are, but unfortunately, you're not going to be able to play on the girls' team.
You're biologically a boy. That's what I'm saying. So it's kind of hard to, I mean, like, it's certain lines that are drawn, like just anatomically.
But should those lines be drawn at the home? That's all I'm saying. He got a whole world to deal with. Do those lines have to be drawn in the home? Like, do you as the parent have to draw those lines?
Yeah. When you're 12 years old, absolutely. That's just for me.
Are you drawing the lines for you or are you drawing the lines for them? Because it sounds like you're uncomfortable.
I'm not uncomfortable. I guess I am uncomfortable, but I'm fine with being uncomfortable. Like, the thing about it, like,
because you're uncomfortable, you want to make your child uncomfortable.
So he's 12 years old. He's not a fucking,
he's 12 years old.
Yeah. Like, do you know what you were doing at 12?
I want to do, but what I'm saying
so if you want to say like, yo, I feel like I'm smart enough to not go to school tomorrow. Like, I feel like I'm a genius.
Come on, man. You jumping out the window.
No,
That's
I'm not.
Totally different.
How? It's the same exact thing.
That's totally different because you have to get an education.
You feel like you're smart enough.
You don't have to be a male or a female getting an education.
You have to be a male or a female. And you have, like, anatomically, you have to be whatever. Like, you're 12 years old. You can't make these life decisions at 12 years old.
It's not a life.
It is a life decision. You're deciding to change your life and be a boy or a girl. Like, you're switching your anatomy. Like, you're saying your
on
gender.
Paper, you're not getting your dick chopped off.
What if
you're
he
not
wants to do that next, though? Like,
but we're not there yet. We gotta talk about that when we get to that. We don't know what the way Wade's response may be.
Like, that's the next step.
My response as a parent, again, I will equate this to the same way of people getting body surgeries and shit like that when they're underage, or tattoos, or any of the other minor things.
So what if he says he wants to get a tattoo?
That's an 18 thing. That has nothing to do with gender. That's just an 18 thing. Like, once you turn 18, at the end of the day, once you turn 18, you can do whatever the fuck you want to do.
I agree.
And you can change. Listen, we're different from 18 to 21 to 25 to 30 to 35 to 40. To like, we're all different. So who you were at 25 is not who you are now. You know what I'm saying? So we're not making any physical changes to this boy. I feel like we cross that bridge when we get to it, and then everybody can have their opinion. But at the end of the day, we got to go by the facts that are being laid out right here. This young man who's now wants to be addressed as a female, that goes into their happiness. Okay, then that's what we doing. It's just like when your child want to fucking wear rain boots and a cowboy hat to school, and you let them express themselves. Like, it's just about them expressing themselves, because I feel like at the end of the day, you're just seeking out your insecurities with that. Like, you're insecure because your child wants to do this. And again, at 15, he said, you know what? That's something I was going through. All right, cool. Then we change that. Like, we change that. I don't feel like it's that deep where people got to have that much of opinion on how somebody decides to support and love their child.
I don't think that was in question. Well, I mean, I think it's, I don't know. I support D Wade on him raising his kid however he wants to, because it's not my child. So, that's his child, and that's the decision that him and his ex-wife need to, just sit down and discuss with their child. But
right, but you're also saying, please correct me if I'm wrong. You're also saying, like, if it was your child, like, it would be nah, you not. I'm not calling you that.
I'm not calling you.
You're going to be miserable until you turn 18.
You can be gay and have whatever sexual preference you have.
But you're 12, so you don't even have like a sexual preference.
Yes, he does. He just says he likes boys.
Well, that's true. But if you feel like a girl, then your initial reaction is to like boys. Do you feel like transgender is a thing? Period. Do you feel like you can be born in the wrong body?
I don't. I think you can be homosexual. Absolutely. I don't think you can feel like you've been born in the wrong body. Because I believe God doesn't really make mistakes necessarily. So, like, I think if you're supposed to be a boy, like, biologically, I think, like, the XY chromosome came together and that's what you are. Now, you can like who you like. That's up to fucking interpretation and your own, whatever. You can like who you like, and you can be aroused and turned on who you like, by who you like. But anatomically and biologically, I think, it's supposed to be like
Do
that.
you believe in birth defects?
Yeah, I mean,
do you believe
I know kids that have webbed
Down
toes.
syndrome? Do you believe in autism? Do you believe in that things can go wrong during those 9-10 months when a woman is?
But I also think they're supposed to be that way. And autism is something else in itself. But Down syndrome is it's chromosomes not pairing up and something like splitting. I forgot. Don't get me.
So you feel as though a person, let's just say an adult would say, like, yeah, I want to make my life so much more difficult. I'm just picking this. I don't really feel this. I'm just picking to do this.
I don't know.
Do you feel that?
I don't know. I mean, I think people would. I mean, if they want to be.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, I think people can choose, you know what I'm saying, to make them, like, they feel, I can't tell what somebody, I don't know. It's hard for me to say.
Exactly. You can't tell. Like, things happen.
But it just seems like I think you can be gay, and I think people.
Gay is about sex. Gender and sexuality is two different things.
Yeah, I know.
Gender and sexuality is two different things.
Yeah.
Caitlyn Jenner still likes women.
See, the thing
That's
about
not
that,
a gay thing.
what trips me out, right? Like, I guess if you feel like to the point where you go through with the surgery and get, and get mutilated and reattached and did whatever and take hormones, then maybe so, I guess. Like, if you're willing to go to that extent to change your body and alter your body to that level, maybe so. I don't know. I haven't
and
really
your
given it a
shit might
thought.
not even work. So that's how hard you gotta believe in this shit. Cause your penis and or vagina may not function properly.
Yeah, that's why I
And
think
you feel that deeply. That's why I always say, like, when people always on gay, especially not discrediting any other gays, but like especially black gay men, because I feel like black gay men have it so fucking hard. Like, why would a nigga pick that? Like, a nigga would love to just be like, fuck it, I'm just going, you know what I mean?
I don't
fuck
think
this pussy. Like, I don't think nobody picks
people can
that.
be gay. Like, I think it's gay people in the world, obviously, because it is, right? And I don't think, again, people pick it. But transgender, I don't know. It's just kind of difficult. Like, I don't feel like, I don't know. Like, I don't know. I don't think you can be, if you're born a man, I think you're a man. Like,
so like, I just want you and others like that to understand that, black people were not thought of as intelligent. Black people were thought of as 3/5 of a man. Black people were thought of to die off. Like, these are thoughts that people have. Like, there's no way that can exist. There's no way that you can be as equal to me. There is no way, because this is what I believe. And we all know that it's different. So we all have our crosses to bear based on other people's thoughts. But all we know is who we are and what we can do and our capabilities and how we feel when we wake up. There's nobody that can tell you how you feel when you wake up. If you wake up and you honestly feel like, like, I feel like a woman and this body is getting into the brain and the body is two separate things to me.
I think
the brain and the body is two separate things. They don't have to go together. Society teaches you how a man should act, how a woman should act, what a woman should be attracted to, what a man should be attracted to. And then we buy into that whole system. How you gonna tell somebody how they feel? Like, that's crazy to me. Like, I'm not around a bunch of transgender people. I don't even know any transgender people. But I honestly believe, like, why would you lie about that? Why would you be so pressed to be different?
People are just different, though.
Like
people
that?
do be pressed to be different, though, my nigga.
Okay, so are you saying, like, you feel like they just want to be different?
Maybe. Well, I mean, it's not, maybe. I don't see why that ain't far-fetched, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I just feel like, me knowing you and me knowing your intelligence and things like that, like, it's just interesting for me to get this opinion from you, knowing that, you are, I don't know. It's just interesting. And it's just interesting how much energy is being put into this man supporting his child. And why don't people just mind their fucking business?
Because they wouldn't have podcasts.
Like, why don't people just mind their fucking business? Like, it could have easily been a story from a podcast like, oh yeah, D-Wade's, son decided to go by Zaya. Like, it could have been another set of questions beside, like, the hate.
I mean, that's the thing with the world. Like, it's been a lot of resounding love. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're going to get whatever you want. It's the internet. Like, people have opinions. It's fucking billions of fucking people in this world. The thing that God gave us that makes us all unique is that we all have opinions. So again, that's my point. Like, some people dislike things, and that's fine. I don't necessarily, just because I don't agree with something doesn't mean that I hate it.
I think it's disheartening for me personally when parents like Boosie, who's the parent of 8, can't see beyond that. Like, can't see beyond, like, this is my child. Like, I need to make sure they're protected. Like, that I think for me personally, that's the part that kills me. Like, and then even with, like, this Young Thug shit, like, out of all the people, like, literally out of all the people, you got some shit to say?
Right.
That shit is wild to me. Like, Young Thug, wear a dress. I smoke blunts with my niggas naked. Obviously gay. Like, for whatever reason, Young Thug, like, niggas feel like, oh, it's okay to like, homophobic niggas, let me say that, feel like it's okay to like Young Thug because he hasn't come out and actually said the words, like, I have sex with men. He may be bisexual. I have sex with men or whatever. He wears a dress. He says super gay shit. He only posts Man Crush Mondays. Like, but because he hasn't come out and said, like, I like men, niggas feel like, okay, that's cool. Like, I like Thug. But I promise you, as soon as Thug comes out and be like, yeah, like, I'm gay, niggas be like, oh, I don't fuck with that Thug.
I don't know if I would say, I think niggas would be like, yeah, he gay as hell. Everybody do that. Like, Omar from The Wire type shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, niggas still gonna fuck with him. I don't fuck with him just cause I don't really like his music, but certain things I do like. Like, I like certain songs, but I ain't finna check for Thug. Like, this is not my cup of tea. You know what I'm saying? But like, if Hove came out tomorrow and said he was gay,
that'd be wild.
I'm gonna feel weird, but then, you know, like, it's still my nigga. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not gonna like, it would throw me off. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not gonna like, be like, oh, well, I can't never listen to fucking Hove no more. You know what I'm saying? Like, that wouldn't be the case. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's stupid. Like, again, that's hatred. I don't hate anybody.
Yeah.
Like, I don't hate anybody. Like, only time I'm gonna hate you is if you've done something to me wrong. You know what I mean? Like, one way or the other. Like, I don't have hate in my heart for anybody unless they've done something egregious to any, you know, person that I love or my people or just, you know, like, historically, like, I don't give a fuck enough to do that. Like, I don't give a fuck about this shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, again, my initial statement was, I don't give a fuck how that man raises his son. However he decides to raise his son is his fucking business. Him and his ex-wife and his current wife and their family. Like, that's the
right. But
dynamic.
Correct me if I'm wrong. You're also saying that if it was your son, you wouldn't be having none of this shit.
Yeah, he's not going to be addressed as Naisha. Not now. Once he becomes 18, if he becomes 18 or 21, then if he was like, Dad, I feel like I'm a woman in a man's body. All right, son. Well, I support you, whatever you want to do. But until you can make a rational decision at 12 years old. Do you know that, like,
gay and transgender children kill themselves?
Yeah, I'm aware.
Do you know the stats on that?
Do you know kids kill themselves? Do you know kids kill themselves for other shit too? Like, aside from just peer pressure?
As long as kids killing themselves, period, don't really matter. Like, you wouldn't want to make sure that you put your child in the best position possible emotionally?
Yeah. I mean, we're going to talk about it, but I'm not going to call him I'm not calling him a boy. I mean, not calling him a girl if he decides that he wants to be called a girl.
What if your daughter wants to be called a boy?
Nah, you're not a boy. You're a girl.
Yeah. Again, kids kill themselves, man.
Kids kill themselves for all type of shit, man.
Damn. That's a cold piece right there, bro.
I mean, they do, and you want to prevent it. That's a cold piece
right there.
But it's true. Like, it's a million different fucking variables and things that they have to face on a daily basis.
But we also know that this is one. Like, if we know, like, this is one. You're not going to prevent that. You're not going to do what you can to make it. If it's a million reasons for your child to kill themselves that you don't know about, you're not going to put yourself in a position to mitigate whatever you can.
I don't think. Nah, I mean, I don't want my child to kill themselves. So if it came to the point like, Dad, I'm going to kill myself, are you going to call me Naisha?
But they might not say that.
Yeah, but what I'm saying, because they can't make these fucking decisions for themselves. Like, they're fucking, at 12 years old, you shouldn't be thinking of gender. Like, you shouldn't, like, and if you are, then I don't know. But in my house, we're not doing that. Like, we'll just have to have a discussion. Now, if you find yourself attracted to boys, let's do it. Okay, whatever. You know what I mean? I'm supporting you in whatever you want to do, but you're still a boy. And then once you become 18 and you can make these sound decisions for yourself, then we can certainly discuss it. And then I will support you in whatever you do. But I just don't think I can call, like, I don't know. I'm just not calling my son a girl at 12 years old. Just not.
Gotcha. Well, the new information on Dwayne Wade's son, being called Zaya is literature.
Hey, you like it? I love it.
Hey, I think that I salute Dwayne Wade for being a great parent. And fuck everybody else and you support your fucking kid and I just don't feel like it's no reason to make your kid unhappy in this particular particular instance, if that's what they fucking feel. And if they change, they've changed. That's great. If not, that's great too. So Charles Barkley, was on the Today Show, and he said that Kobe's legal problems in Colorado were part of his legacy and should not be dismissed. He said, you have to tell the picture in totality. We are not making Kobe out to be no hero. We are celebrating his basketball excellence. We understand what happened in Colorado. That's fair. And two things can be true. He can basically alluding that Kobe can be a basketball legend and also be flawed in some of his choices that he made, especially in Colorado. He said that Kobe Bryant is one of the greatest players in basketball ever, and he had a flaw, and we all know about that. Did you see that?
Nah.
So Kobe said that on the Today Show. It was a part of a kind of like a panel, him and some other former basketball players out there. So this goes off the back of the Gayle King, incident. Is this hating? How do you feel about this particular incident? Cause we had a in-depth discussion about Gayle King.
Not same. That shit was neither here nor there. That shit didn't even have to be expounded on. Like, again, he was acquitted on all charges. He apologized to the girl. He apologized to his wife. All parties affected were apologized to. It was a dismissed case. I don't feel like it needs to be brought up in posthumously where a man can't defend himself on it. And that's my statement. And that's how I'm, giving it up for the remainder of the time that it's discussed on Kobe Bryant's legacy. So.
Yeah. Well, I feel exactly the way that I felt last week. I don't feel like, just because you did, then your story, you get to admit shit. Like, it just is what it is. Like, and part of the story is, okay, this happened, but he was acquitted XYZ. I just find it very interesting that when Charles Barkley said this, none of that Gayle King energy was present. Why do you think that is?
I don't know. Charles always saying some stupid ass shit, so.
Didn't no niggas come at him? Didn't no niggas be like, oh, we coming after you, Charles? Fuck that. You said this about our nigga. Like, we coming after you. Don't make us have to send nobody out. It was none of that. The internet was quiet, which goes back to my original statement last week that niggas have a lot of energy for women and they don't hold men accountable.
Mm-hmm.
They don't hold men accountable. Cause I feel like it should have been that same energy, like fuck Charles Barkley. You know what I'm saying? And it was quiet. It was mouse pissing on cotton out here in these streets. Like, didn't nobody say shit. Didn't nobody say shit. Like, I don't necessarily believe in, I just want to get something straight. I don't believe in bashing anybody. But, you hear all these stories after somebody passes and all people bring up is the good shit. Just like when you break up in a relationship, you romanticize all the good shit. But some bad shit happened too. And that's a part of the story. Like, when I pass, like, niggas gonna have great shit to say about me and some niggas might be like, look, I ain't fuck with her like that. And that's real. Like, that's real. Why act like something was what it wasn't? And this person was a celebrity. This person was in the eye of the public. So good and bad is going to come up. Kobe Bryant Charles Barkley on Kobe Bryant is leadership.
Shit.
I feel like he being truthful, so I'm gonna go with lit. Like, I feel like it's a part of the story. It is what it is. Like, you don't get to erase shit just because you died and shit. Like, that's not how it works. Art Lennox was on a YouTube show with Monique Slaughter and Tiffany Campbell. Please be aware that Monique Slaughter and Tiffany Campbell are both the exes of Little Fizz. So that's crazy right there. But Ari Lennox confesses that she used to masturbate in class in 5th grade. She said she was a horny little bitch. Is this wild?
Hell yeah. I know niggas that's fucking though. I know a nigga that had a baby when he was in like 6th grade. Like,
Jesus Christ.
That nigga, like.
Was it with another 5th grader?
I think so, yeah.
So these niggas was like 11.
For sure. Like, his child, like, he like, shit, how would probably. I'm 37, so we're at least 39, maybe. Maybe about to be 40, and his kid old as fuck, like 30. Like,
that's wild.
Like, he got
shit.
grandkids, like grandkids that's like 7 type shit. You know what I'm saying?
Are you serious?
Word.
Hey, that's wild as shit.
I remember him, like, he used to sneak over her. I used to see him going to the girl house and shit. Like niggas was bad as hell.
In the 5th grade?
For sure. No bullshit.
See, that's the shit motherfuckers need to be monitoring. Like, why is your fucking 11-year-old going to get some pussy?
Yep.
Like, that's wild.
I don't agree with that either. You know what I mean?
That's like, wild as fuck. Yeah. And you don't agree with it because you gonna be a fucking, granddad at fucking 26 and shit. Hey, that's crazy as fuck. I know, I think the youngest person that I know that had a child, she was 12 when she had her son. But unfortunately that was because of molestation and shit like that. And she hid it from her parents. And, unfortunately it was too late to abort the pregnancy when her parents found out. And so they raised the child as her brother. But, and it's crazy because we were like,
Harlem shit.
Nah, for real. Like we were probably like, real shit, we were probably like 31, 32. And I always thought this was her brother and shit. You know what I'm saying? And I was always wondering, like, why do you send so much home, like, to your parents and shit for your brother? Like, whatever. So then she finally came out and kind of like told me the story. And like I said, it's just crazy. Like, you wouldn't believe, I thank God. Like, I thank God I've never been a victim of sexual assault in any type of way.
Word.
Because you have regular conversations with people you think you know all your life and you never knew that they were victims of sexual assault. You know what I'm saying? So she finally came out and told me, you know, hey, this the deal. This was going on, blah, 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 blah. Cause we were like, I don't know, we were 31, 32, like early 30s and shit, and talking about college for a brother and shit. Like, I'm like, why are we talking about college, like, for your brother? Like why you gotta pay for college? You know what I'm saying? That's how the shit kind of came out. So that was like crazy. But the youngest person I know that willfully had a child is, my nigga, I ain't gonna even say his name. I don't think he ashamed of it, but, you know, he had a child when he was 14. You know what I'm saying? So people be,
when they was 14.
Bruh, and people think like his daughter is like one of his joints. You know what I'm saying? Like, they be out, this nigga like fucking 36, I think right now. His daughter is like 23 or some shit. 23, 20, like, it's some crazy, like 23, 24, like some crazy shit. So like that shit is, when did you start stroking the salami though?
I started beating off after I had sex. Like, I really won't, like, I was having wet dreams and shit and not really knowing what they were. But yeah, I started beating off after I fucking had sex. I lost my virginity when I was 15. I started like beating off at like 16. I was a late bloomer to the beat off party.
So, okay, so we have something in common, but I was way older than that. So I lost my virginity when I was 17. But I honestly did not indulge in masturbation till like my mid to late 20s. And that's only because I was put in a predicament where I was kind of living with the ex I broke up with. So, like, I'm in the crib, like, I can't, you know what I mean? Can't go down the hall and shit.
Motherfucker coming out from work, you be on the couch. Like, well, see, this is what you missing.
No.
Playing the guitar.
And you wild. Nah, it wasn't even be no shit like that, though. Like, it wasn't, like, it was just kind of like awesome respect, like, type shit. Like, I'm not even in the position where I can just bring somebody up in the crib. So I gotta handle shit how I handle shit. But as a woman, I was exponentially late to the party because I didn't know like women beat off like that.
Oh, yeah,
like
women pop, they flick their mouse.
Bruh, they definitely clicked the mouse. They definitely holler at the man in the canoe.
Yeah.
Like I was in my mid to late 20s before I came to the party.
Niggas like, where in the fuck have I been?
But for real, I'm not pro masturbation. Also, y'all already know I don't really do like porn and shit like that. If I have the opportunity to have real live sex, that's where I'm at. Like I'd rather have person to person sex. Like I will, you know what I'm saying, flick the bean if I'm just home, alone, don't want to give out a call or whatever the case may be. Cause there's always something on deck. It's just like, but what is that mood at that moment?
I would have listened going to feel about that one.
my choice is never to like masturbate. If I can have real sex or masturbate, I'm going with real sex all day, every day. Like, there are a lot of people that's just like, I'd rather just, you know what I mean? Like, and that's cool too. Like, I'd rather just beat off, like, it's less work. Like, I just want to get mine and kind of like go to sleep and all of that. And I respect that. Like, I respect that as well. But for me, if I got the option, I'm going with like real live sex versus beating off. Like, and that could be because my imagination ain't as great. It could be.
Yeah,
that.
I mean, a dry beat off is whack, regardless. You don't watch porn, so I couldn't just beat off with no porn. Well, that's not true. I'm sure I beat off. I've had a few strokes in my day, so I'm pretty sure I've had to beat off with. Yeah, I definitely was beating off before fucking phones and the advent of fucking porn on your phone. So, but I'm sure it won't just all magic. Nah, it was something to get me aroused, but I mean, men can get aroused off nothing, so. Pretty sure I beat off. I don't know. I've had like a lot of beat offs in my day, so who knows?
At what point do you have to, like, your kids are pretty young right now. At what point do you feel like you need to introduce this?
What,
to
beat
them?
off?
Because it's gonna happen eventually.
I
hear a lot of mothers tell me.
So my homeboy, shout out to Jay, L Jizzle, his son, I always tell the story and it's fucking hilarious. Like, so he, and I'm fucking old as hell because this nigga is 18 now in our Air Force and shit. But yeah, the nigga came downstairs. He was like, his son going to town. Like, it was like iPhone, like the second iPhone day. So the nigga was probably, this shit was at least, he was probably 10, you know what I mean? 10 or 11 beating off and shit. And he was like, he came downstairs. He said the nigga was like, nigga going to town. Like, he had a whole little setup. He had his lotion, he had his little sock, and he had his phone. Like, he was just like on the edge of the couch, like letting it work. You know what I'm saying? Beating off and shit. He come downstairs. He's like, bruh. No, he didn't have a sock. Matter of fact, he ain't had nothing. He was just, so he was like, he come downstairs. He was like, bruh, what the fuck? He's like, you can't be beating off on the fucking couch with your mom and your mom and your sister. Like, his little sister was maybe 3 or 4 at this time. So like, he was like, and furthermore, where the fuck you gonna put the shit at? Like, you just out here, just about to nut all on the goddamn table and shit. Like, bro, what you doing? Like, so he was like, that shit was the funniest shit. Oh, that shit tickled me so much. Like, that shit was funny as hell. But, I mean, at that point, you know, I guess once they start, like, wet dreams, I'm the type of nigga, like, I'm very direct in anything that I do. So I'm gonna ask, like, what the fuck? Like, if I see some shit, some suspicious activity and I know it's around that time, like once adolescence and shit hits, I know what to look for and be aware of. You know what I mean? And
so are you gonna wait? Like, are you gonna wait until you get those signs? Or are you gonna be like, look, son, at this point in time, you might start having these dreams and your little pee-pee might start getting hard.
Cause like him and his sister sleep together now. So like, after a while, they ain't gonna be able to sleep together because I know you're gonna be getting hard and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, and not on no weirdo shit, but like, this just happens. I mean, nigga, wake up now, dick be hard. You know what I'm saying? So like, both of them.
How early does that start?
Dicks be hard early.
Dicks be hard forever? I'm glad I don't know that about my brother. My brother is next in line, it's me then my brother. I'm glad I don't know nothing about my brother's dick.
Okay.
Oh no, I'm just
Y'all
saying
niggas used
like
to take baths together, I'm sure.
I don't necessarily remember that.
Yeah.
But it's 4 of us.
Yeah.
So
Y'all niggas y'all niggas used to take baths together for sure.
man, I do remember me and my brother sleeping together at like a certain point in time. My brother was super young because I always bring up the fact that he fucking threw up on me one night.
Oh, my little girl do that shit. She do that shit. She did that shit last week. That shit was wild. I fucking hated it.
She threw up
Last
on your
podcast,
son?
matter of fact. Like, she had to like cough and spit or spell rather, and then threw up all on that nigga. That nigga ain't even wake up. That nigga sleep so hard. Like, I'm like, bruh, this shit, like, it was the last podcast we recorded and shit. It was mad noise going on. I was like, what the fuck going on in there? Obviously I was busy, so I couldn't do. She was like, yo, that shit was so fucking disgusting. Like, she was like, I was about to throw up. I was like, shit. Glad I was recording.
My brother threw up hot dogs all over me.
Same. Dream.
I remember that
it was
shit.
It was nothing hot dogs and oranges. It was at dinner. I'm like, matter of fact, it was lunch.
First of all, I'm thinking we need to do away with hot dogs.
Yeah, for sure.
Because you know they say those can choke kids and shit like that, like younger kids.
And chicken.
Yeah, my brother threw up hot dogs on me. I still remember that. That was a long time ago. And I still remember that shit very vividly. And he fucking threw hot dogs up on me.
That shit take forever to digest. Like, that's the seeing throw up is be like, you be like, damn, nigga, I ate that shit 2-3 days ago. That shit still happening.
Not 2-3 days ago.
Change my
Not
shit.
Corn. You see corn in your
Corn
shit.
is the food that's never yours.
No. That's 100% facts right there. Corn never digests. That shit come out whole as the day is born.
For sure.
Like, corn come out, hey, if you could eat a cob, that whole shit would just come out your asshole.
That would be painful.
Corn, that's crazy. So I'm just like, I don't know, cause like my nieces at this point in time, my older nieces are like 10, 13, 14.
Oh yeah, they about to start fucking.
Don't say that.
It's
Watch
true.
your mouth, bro. Don't say that.
It's true.
Don't say that. I didn't lose my virginity until I was 17. Hopefully, and that's considered late in the hood.
I know.
Like 17 is late in the hood.
14, 15. That's that age. That's when you start sucking titties and getting fingered and all that shit. Like that's when 13 is when I started sucking titties and fingering and shit. And then
I'm gonna tell you fun fact though, like about me, like it was probably about 14 because I was in middle school. I went to a junior high school. So junior high school goes to 9th grade. So like that type of shit was going on. But I think for me, like I saw what happened with girls. Like grown men can't keep their mouth closed. So you know kids can't keep their fucking mouth closed. Sure. And I used to see what was going on. So like I always been on some nigga shit pretty much. Like I used to get head and shit when I was 14. I didn't have sex till I was 17. So like little boys used to be like running they fucking shit, like game and shit, running that game and shit. I used to be like, yo, you can give me some head. I don't know if I used them exact words, but that's what went down.
Whatever Little Kim lyric was out at the time.
Facts. But like, that's what used to go down. Like, but I literally did not have sex till I was 17 and I was actually on the latter end of 17. Because I'm like, y'all niggas ain't about to come back to school talking about some shit I done did. And back in them days, you know what I'm saying? Like, back in them days, niggas wasn't out here talking about like, yeah, I eat pussy, like whatever. So I knew they was gonna keep that shit on the hush. You know what I'm saying? That shit never came out. And I used to, I've been on some nigga shit like for a very long time.
Did you make them niggas get naked?
No.
Oh, okay. They got their clothes on and shit.
I just wanted head. I didn't know what should happen.
Nah, yeah, get naked, nigga. Eat my pussy. Put your clothes back on.
And shout out to my friend Aisha, because the first time I got head, I was 14 and I was on her couch and her mother could have came in and on some other narcissistic shit. The nigga name was Sean.
You're like, yeah, Sean, that's it right there. That's it.
Just say your own name and shit.
Jesus.
I've been a man.
Well, he did start masturbating early.
I've been a problem. I mean, like, look, I feel like God didn't give me all my female genetics that I should have, because I don't care about a lot of shit. I do care about some shit. But like the way I go down, like it's just like, all right, this is what I'm doing. I think I've always kind of been like a strategic thinker.
Mm-hmm.
And I ain't gonna even lie, I feel like that has helped me in the long run. I don't deal with a lot of shit that people deal with, like in their regular lives. I be like, I don't see how you going through that, because you could have foreshadowed that shit was gonna happen.
Yeah.
Oh, what would you personally do if you walked in on your daughter or your son like masturbating? Because again, from a woman's perspective, I was a late bloomer and literally all of that. But when I talk to women about when they start like masturbating and shit, I know a girl who's just like, yeah, like I was 13 and I would like put my coochie up to the water faucet.
I don't know. That's crazy.
That shit is wild.
Talk to your mom.
What would you do? Would you lose your shit? You would be a full grown, like, parent.
You never know how you're going to react to anything until you get to that situation. I put it to you like that. Like, especially just certain situations, you never know how you're going to react. Like, I don't know. I don't want to be put in that position, but if I do, I'll let you know about what happened. I don't know. Like,
tell that story, because I'm not a parent. And I get freaked out by shit like my niece is coming on their periods and shit like that. That's how I know I couldn't be a parent, because I'd be so freaked out about my brother and sister's kids that if it was my kid, like I 100% believe that my kid would be a whole weirdo out here. Cause they wouldn't be able to do shit, wouldn't be able to do none of this shit. Nope. No phone, no Instagram, no none of that. Like, it's me and you, buddy. Like, we're not doing any of this. I know my kid would be a weirdo. So I can't even imagine you, like, as a parent, eventually you're going to have to confront all of the things, these particular things, as far as masturbation and shit like that.
Yep. That sucks.
Eventually. And I have, like, moms tell me, especially about their sons. So I know, like, I don't know. I feel like, and you can tell me your thoughts. Like, I feel like with boys, you kind of deal with it on the front end. With girls, you deal with it on the back end.
I guess I ain't got to that level yet. So, my kids are still babies essentially. So,
I'm saying, like, as far as like behaviors and shit like that, when women tell me about like their sons, like, this nigga just pissed on the cable box for no reason. This nigga just climbed up this. This nigga just jumped off this. Like, boys seem like they're a lot, and girls are really like, from the friends that I know that like have children.
They both a lot. Kids are a lot.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, that's just what it boils down to. Motherfuckers gonna do all type of shit, especially when you have multiple children. Like, shit just, it's a lot, period. Like, it's just kids.
It seems like the girls are a problem once they become like teenagers, and like boys are a problem like off bucks. Like my nephew, he is 2 and he has that little boy energy. So he wants to climb everything. He wants to jump off everything. Like, he wants to hit his head on shit. Like, you just be like, oh my God, like, you stressing me out, bro. Like,
yeah, you just ain't used to it.
Stressing me out. No, I'm not a kid person. Like, I'm a kid temporarily person. Like, kids like me, I like kids, but I like to go home. like you couldn't sign me up for a 24/7, 365 job of that. So shout out to all the parents out there. You too. Shout out to all the parents.
Sure.
Because for you to cognizantly make a decision like, this is what I want to do, shout out to you.
Yeah, it's the hardest thing in the world, man. So there's no rule book on parenting. It is the hardest thing in the world. Shout out to all the parents making the best decisions. As long as you're trying to make the best decisions and your heart's in a good place, I salute you. That's it. You fuck parents, I don't fuck with you. So
I feel you on that. I'm going to definitely chop this episode. Like, I think this might be a part 1 and a part 2.
Yeah, because I gotta go. I'm tired. I gotta piss like a motherfucker. I've been trying to hold it.
Do you want? Let's first, before we decide that, Ari Lennox masturbating in the 5th grade and always having hot takes, pretty much.
She's supposed to be taking a break from the internet. I heard she needs to. She does a lot. But I mean, I don't know if it's little shit. That's just, I don't know. I really don't know. I don't have one for you on that one. That's interesting.
I'm going to go with lit for Ari admitting that, but shit for motherfucking children in the 5th grade masturbating literally in class. Like, that's some creep shit. You ain't even in the privacy of your own princess bed. Like, you just busting off in class.
Shit, I used to finger, in 7th grade, I used to finger girls right in class, right where damn Anne Frank was playing.
Anne Frank!
Mm-hmm. Bruh. The lights go off.
Bruh, you going to hell, bruh.
Hands going down.
I think I was probably about 14 when I started. Like, I think I had like my first kiss or some shit. Like, maybe at like.
Oh yeah, my first tongue kiss was 7th grade.
Like that.
No,
tongue kiss?
Yeah, my first tongue kiss was 7th grade.
My first tongue kiss had to be in middle school.
Yeah, 7th grade for me, for sure.
Yeah,
I was on the bus stop.
Yeah, it had to be middle school.
I couldn't wait. We had planned that shit. Me and my homeboy. Shout out my nigga Clinton. I don't know if he listen to this. He be listening sometime. He might listen to this, but, he was my best friend, and his girl and my girl were the best friends. So like, we was get on the bus and goddamn, we had planned all that. Yeah, we planned that shit. Like, he was scared.
Fire.
He was scared. I've always like, since like.
You always been ready.
Nigga, I've always had a girlfriend since like kindergarten. Like, I've always like loved girls and shit from the very beginning. Like, me and my mom was just talking about that shit the other day.
So you never thought girls was like icky?
Fuck no. I love girls.
You was like, I'm with it.
Yeah, I always like girls. Like, I always had girlfriends and shit. Like, always. Like, my first real girlfriend that I can remember was in 3rd grade. And, we got back, like, up in later in life. She was ill.
Hey, you had to revisit 3rd grade though. That's wild.
Nah, cause she was
she was wild.
Yeah, she was bad then. You know what I'm saying? When I seen her, like.
She was bad in 3rd grade.
Yeah, she was pretty as hell. She like one of the prettiest girls in school. Like, I went with the 2 prettiest girls in 3rd grade. One, Tanika, and then the other one was Stephanie. And they're actually still my friends to this day. But Stephanie, like, broke up with me. She was the first girl to break up with me. So I always be fucking with her. When I was like, you were the first girl to break my heart. Type shit. And I was 3rd grade. But, they still my niggas and shit to this day. Shout out to them.
Hey, that's what's up. I don't remember like having, and I'm doing air quotes, relationships until like 5th grade. And those shits might last a week.
Yeah, for sure.
If that. And then like you had to bring like boys had to bring you like chips and cookies and candy and shit. Like if they was really your boyfriend, like they had to bring you shit to school and shit. So tricking ain't dead. Tricking been going on since the beginning of time. Tricking been going on.
That's a fact.
Oh, hey yo, that's fire as shit. Oh, you ready to give out some advice, B?
Yep.
All right. We about to get into Ain't Shit in 2 Cents. Ain't Shit in 2 Cents is where we give advice to listeners who clearly don't care about taking advice from, people on Mary Jane and people who feel elegant in his own wine today. Our letter today is from Lacey K. And Lacey's letter reads as such. My boyfriend of 2 years got a job in Houston. I agreed to go with him. We moved to Houston about 6 months ago. Houston itself is cool, I guess, but I really miss home. I have no friends, so I go to work and I come home and hang with my boyfriend. And hanging with him is not even fun anymore. It's actually quite irritating. It was cool Netflix and chilling when we both lived in Atlanta because I had friends and family to be with. Now that I've had 6 months of nothing but my boyfriend, I'm starting to second guess our relationship. He has not cheated or did anything disrespectful. I am just over being around him, and I'm noticing that all the things that I thought were cute is actually annoying. I thought he was a super chill guy all this time, but he is actually quite boring and predictable. My friends say I am overreacting, but I feel life is too hard to live bland. Bland is funny to me. I need some advice. Do y'all think I'm being dramatic? And that's from Lacey K.
No, I think that's marriage 101. Like, I'm a proponent of living meaning. And what I mean that, I don't mean probably what you think I mean, but
clarify.
I'm a proponent of living with a person. And then you find out if you can live with a person. You know what I mean?
Facts.
You're just going through the boot camp and the rigors of that same thing. So Clearly, you've discovered what you needed to discover, and you can't, this person is not the one for you. So I feel like you should move back, you know what I mean? And, sever your ties, break off a relationship, and then, get back to your happiness. Ain't nobody worth your happiness.
Damn. So you like done, be done.
I mean, what's the point? Like, you are clearly disgusted by this person. You don't want to spend time with them. Like, to the point where you're irritated and everything they do get on your nerves, and you living, with this person exclusively and being with this person all the time. So, and again, you're living with them. So, I mean, and in marriages, obviously you have your set of friends and you still have but at the same time, it's still going to be y'all. And you have to live together and, grow together. And if you can't do it now, then that's a perfect indicator to, it ain't going to be there for the long haul. And that's fine. Yeah. You gotta,
it's better to know, right?
Yeah.
No, I agree with you, actually. I'm always a proponent of you should live with someone before you marry them. I know some people are against, like, quote unquote shacking up, but I feel like in order to know who a person really is, you have to live with them. Like, you have to see what they are from when they wake up to the time that they go to sleep, and even when they're asleep. Like, the way they sleep could get on your fucking nerves. For like, the snoring, the way they take over the bed, like, it could be various things. Like, a person can have extreme body heat. Like, it can be various things that annoy you, about a person. I.e., full circle, how I end up masturbating. So, breaking up with a person and living with them is torture. I just want you to know that, especially when the lease has 6 more months on the shit.
At least would have been broke. Fuck that.
He has 6 more months on the lease, and now
I'm out.
Hey, bro, like, the lease has 6 more months on the shit. Y'all split in the rent. You know what I'm saying? Like, even though you ain't fucking with a person no more, you might not want to leave them like with 100% of the rent on a home or some shit like that.
Out.
But, and B said he
I'm
out,
not living
bro.
nowhere
Like,
where I'm unhappy.
out.
I can't have no civil unrest in where I reside. I ain't, no way.
I hear you on that. No, I definitely hear you on that. In my particular situation, I definitely, stayed, and believe me, it was peaks and valleys. It was, you get into that space of, okay, like, we broken up, so I'm about to do me. That shit don't particularly work, cause that's civil unrest.
Yep, got to go.
And then, you know what I'm saying, you there, and then y'all ease back into the norm shit. But that still ain't real. That's a fantasy, right? Y'all just getting into habits. So y'all starting to do shit y'all was doing before that shit. So just think about, like, how it feels to break up with the person in general, and you don't live with them, and y'all might slip back up, do all this shit, like, get back together.
As much shit as you be, like, how you think.
I was young.
Yeah.
I was young.
Fuck that.
I was young.
I'd have lost my shit.
I ain't gonna even lie. I was in my 20s. Like, I was young.
That's crazy.
You know what I'm saying?
I could not do that.
But the crazy thing about that particular relationship, that's the only relationship where I've officially lived with someone. Of course, when you're in a relationship, you have a crib, they have a crib. Y'all ended up spending time at each other's cribs a lot. You know what I'm saying? But, like, this was a situation where we literally stayed in a 1-bedroom at one point in time till their lease was out, and shit was gravy though. Shit was gravy. It wasn't until we lived in a whole fucking house shit started going awry. Like, it was just crazy how that shit, cause you would think, like, living in a 1-bedroom, like, you know what I'm saying, like, that would cause the problem. It wasn't. What caused the problem in my particular relationship was because it was so much house to deal with that we started having, like, differences of opinions of what should happen when. And, like, when you have shit like that happens, shit starts to erode. Like, something that might been like a 2 on the scale, now you're so annoyed that shit is an 8. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, listen, here's the thing about me. I don't know all the answers, but I do pride myself on learning from my experiences. I will say that about myself. I learn from I don't know shit. I don't know shit until I know shit. You know what I'm saying? I adjust my life accordingly. I don't feel like I'm the person that you're going to hear the same story from me 4 times. Like, I'm not that person because I learn, and sometimes I feel like that may be to my detriment if we get into a therapy perspective of it, because I'll write off some shit real quick. I'll write you off real quick. I'll write off an experience real quick. Like, that don't work. Like, I'm out. I might only loan you a little bit of time, but I'll write the shit off. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, that ain't gonna work because of my past. But for Lacey, before you actually leave and feel like that, I feel like there's a couple things you should try. I feel like, I'm an adventure person. I can't be with a boring person. I can't be with a mundane person. I can't be with someone, that's why personally, I don't date people with kids. I need to be able to go as I please. You know what I'm saying? I need you to be able to go. I need to be able to say like, let's do this, and you're able to do that. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like you should find some things in Houston that y'all can do together. You know what I'm saying? He might be born and whatever. You don't go into pretty much detail. You just said that, you feel like he's boring or whatever. Like, find some shit to do. Like, y'all gotta explore the city. You know what I'm saying? And 2, find out some places where you can make some friends, because regardless, you have to have friends. You have to have friends outside of your mate. I personally
She don't even like this nigga though.
You don't think she likes
No, she just said it. Like, she was, after realizing that, like, she's with this nigga all the time and she's actually learned who he is and living with him. She don't like that nigga, man. Go ahead, man. You unhappy. Go back to the crib.
Listen, I personally, my theory on relationships, and, I feel like I've only had like 4 official relationships in my adult life. But they've all been a few years apiece, but I'm always the person that's officially and technically single, within those relationships. So I'm not the person that's like 3 months later, I'm in a new relationship. 6 months later, I'm in a new relationship. That's not how it is. So you have to learn what you like and what you don't like. However, you know what I'm saying? Like, what if their relationship can sustain if she had friends? Like, she might like him, but she only like him like 60% of the time, and 40% of the time she need to be with like other people.
Well, is
that a thing? Is that a thing? I don't know. I'm not married. I don't know.
I guess so, yeah. I mean, I would imagine. I mean, like, my friends I'm from here, so like all my friends are from here. So my wife doesn't have that many friends here, but she has a few friends here, but like, a good amount of her friends are my friends, you know what I'm saying? And not to the point where like, but they would go out and kick it, but at the same time, she's perfectly fine. If it was just me and her, she would be perfectly fine with that. Like, and have and I'm fine. Like, I'd say that. I don't know if if I were to move somewhere and it would just be me and her, I'd be cool with that too. You know what I'm saying? So.
I feel like my philosophy on relationships is that I want to be with my best friend that I like having sex with. Mm-hmm. Like, I want to be with somebody I really genuinely like. Like, I genuinely like kicking it with you. Like, if it's just me and you, we can kick it. We can have a good time. You know what I'm saying? But we like having sex with each other. Like, that's my definition of like a good relationship. Yep. Because you can't be, I know people where they say like, yo, like, if I wasn't in a relationship with this person, I would never be with this person. Like, I would never hang out with them. And I'd be like, wow, okay. Like, that's how you going with that? So B, final advice for Lacey C is what from you?
Move. Go back home.
B said, fuck that shit, be out. Go back to Atlanta. Fuck that shit. I'm saying, my advice is find out some shit that y'all can do in the city to like explore the city. And then try, finding some friends. I'm not a huge work friend component in my older age. I used to be pro work friends.
Yeah, no, I'm cool.
And the type of work that I do, it causes problems. So I'm not really down for that. But find some friends. If not, I'm definitely with B's approach. Like, now, you know what's going on. So it might not be for you. You may not be able to be in a marriage if your goal is marriage. You know what I'm saying? Y'all been together 2 years at this point in time. So Lacey K, let us know how that goes. Follow up with us. If y'all want some advice from this A1 team, hit up the Ain't Shit Show. That's X with I would be at gmail.com, and your letter may get read on the show. Let's wrap this baby up. We splitting this into two. We getting into free smoke. You ready to get into free smoke, B, so we can wrap this baby up?
Yep.
All right. Free smoke is where we talk about any hot button personal topics. It can be anything from politics to petty. And today's topic, we wanted to do something fun. And I think we've done this or that, or a version of this or that on this show. But since it's Black History Month, we're doing black, this, or that. So what we're going to do is give some items, and the other person has to pick between the two. You want to start first, B, or you want me to start first?
I'll start.
All right, go. Bust it.
Speaking of.
Not like that.
Nat Turner or Harriet Tubman?
Oh, that's good. I'm going to go with Harriet Tubman because she's a woman. And that's why I'm going with Harriet Tubman. And Harriet Tubman.
But I think she identifies as a man, though.
What? Bro, don't come for Harriet Tubman, my nigga. Do not come for Harriet Tubman.
Like, she identified as a man. They called her Moses.
No, you did not read that like anywhere.
They called her Moses. She had a discussion with her dad when she was about 12 or 13.
Y'all hear B, right? Y'all hear B, right? Y'all hear B? That's all B.
It's a joke.
She identifies. Don't do Harriet Tubman like that. I'm going with Harriet Tubman, because Harriet Tubman is a woman. I'm going with Harriet Tubman because Harriet Tubman was supposed to be on the $100 bill. I'm going with Harriet Tubman because Harriet Tubman was recently. Bill? I thought it was $100.
Nah, they were keeping Ben on that shit. Yeah, it was a 10. She was doing a $10 bill. Or the 5, either the 5 or 10. One of the 100 for sure. But anyway, go ahead.
Oh, it was the $20 bill.
Oh, okay.
No. Yeah, it was the $20 bill. It was supposed to be a $20 bill. Cause she was supposed to get rid of who? Jackson? Who's on the 20? Y'all know I don't be having no money. I'm broke as fuck. Who's on the $20 bill? Andrew Jackson, right?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. That's so crazy because we rarely have money these days. And when I say money, I mean like physical paper dollars. I rarely have physical money. That's bad. But Harriet Tubman was also did you hear about Harriet Tubman on this debit card?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, somebody, Citizens Bank or some shit.
Yeah, Harriet Tubman was on the bank card doing the Wakanda Forever sign, my nigga.
Yeah, I fuck with that.
I do not. Just put Harriet Tubman on that shit. Don't give her no Marvel shit. I fuck with Wakanda. I fuck with Black Panther. But we're not about to make something as serious as Harriet Tubman. You know, you Photoshop her doing the Wakanda Forever. Even motherfucking, who's my guy? My liquor is starting to kick in. Who's my guy from, Black Panther that's constantly Chadwick Boseman. Mm-hmm. Even Chadwick Boseman is over fucking doing Wakanda Forever. So I'm going with Harriet Tubman. Who would you go with in that?
I'd probably go with Nat. Cause,
okay.
Yeah, I think just cause both of them extremely brave. But I think just the genius in him to be able to galvanize, slaves from, his immediate area to do a revolt at that particular time. Granted, they're pretty much one side of the coin, as far as their
facts,
their contribution.
For sure.
But I think just from, I think he was so incredibly intelligent, like his smarts superseded, anybody's expectation, and he used that to, pretty much just, disrupt shit to a major level. So I fought with that just on the strength of that, just to, play the opposite side of the coin.
I feel you on that. I mean, this was a win-win for me personally. I think either one would have been a good one, but this is this or that, so you have to pick one. All right, I got one for you. Denzel Washington, and this is actually 3. Denzel Washington in Glory, Denzel Washington in Training Day, or Denzel Washington in Malcolm X?
Malcolm X.
Okay, give us a little bit of insight.
It was just a phenomenal role. Like, he played that shit to a T. Like, he looked like him. He sounded like him. It was everything. Like, it was perfect. Like, I think, he should have got an Oscar for that. For sure. Easily. I don't even know if he was nominated. I think he was nominated. But yeah, that shit, that's just one of my favorite movies of all time, period. So, yeah, definitely Malcolm X with Denzel.
Word. I'm actually going with Denzel Washington, Malcolm X as well, because I feel like out of all the Denzel Washington roles, and we've already had our debate about this, I feel like Malcolm X was the role where I don't feel like he played Denzel Washington. I feel like that was a great role. So I'm definitely going with Malcolm X, Denzel Washington. What's the next one?
Ass or titties?
In general?
No, like black asses or black titties. Which one do you prefer?
That's hard.
It's not.
It is. How you gonna tell me what's hard for me? Cause a nice ass is great. Nice tits are great. But I would have to go with, I'm gonna go with nice ass.
Something vibrating?
Only because, you hear it. It's my phone. I just threw it on the carpet. I'm going with ass. And the reason I'm going with ass is because ass is synonymous with black women, whereas white women have always kind of had titties or manufactured titties.
Gotcha.
So I'm going with ass. What are you going with?
Definitely ass. I love asses.
Why ass? Why ass over titties?
Like, fat asses look like you can have, like, having fat ass with no titties is way better than having titties with no ass.
You think so?
For sure.
I think that titties is like white men love titties, but I feel like white men are slowly going over to the ass because white women are getting asses now. But white titties have always been like a white male thing, like, titties, that's what we got. We got titties going on. And like black women have always had ass. And then we go back to history with Sarah. What's Sarah's name? Sarah with ass. I'm about to look this up. Sarah, her name was Sarah though. Bartman. Mm-hmm. Sarah Bartman, and Sarah Bartman was put on display because of how big her ass was. And now you have your Kim Kardashians trying to get ass like Sarah Bartman when she was a sideshow. Right. You know what I'm saying? So I'm team ass with you. So 2 team asses. All right. Black people shit. Saving plastic bags or saving plastic containers?
Or cups. You should have put cups in there too.
Any containers. A cup, anything. The country crock. Yeah.
Plastic bags.
Why plastic bags?
Because I use them for lunch boxes.
Hey, you just as fucking hood as I am.
I'm not buying no fucking lunch box to take. I'd much rather just have a Food Line bag.
Let me tell you, maybe I'm even more ratchet than you are because I have 2 food bags. I have an Adidas food bag because that was on sale, and I also have a company lunch bag, and I still be putting my shit in like a plastic bag.
Oh yeah, nah. Fuck that.
Black people love plastic bags, my nigga. Like, we love plastic bags. Shout out to Dion Cole for saying, like, white people is one thing you should know about black people. And we thought he was going to say something deep. And he said, we love plastic bags. We do. You open the cabinet and they come floating out.
Yeah, that shit was funny.
We love that.
I was watching fucking The Roast Me, and they told Capone, they said that nigga, he got a fucking bed set made out of Corona bags. Fucking Crown Royal bags. That shit fucking has me fucking weak. That shit was funny as a bitch.
Hey, that's funny. I'm gonna go next just because you said that. Hennessy or Crown Royal?
Hennessy.
Hennessy, why?
Because I've drank Hennessy from the direction of my life, and I enjoy it.
Yeah.
I like it. It tastes better than
like
Crown.
you have to mature for Crown Royal.
I don't like the way Crown tastes. Like,
you don't like Crown?
I mean, I'll drink it if it's there, but it's one of the two. I'm gonna drink Hennessy. I like Hennessy the way it tastes. They're both disgusting, but Hennessy tastes better if on the level of disgustingness.
What's your brown go-to?
Hen.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, I've been drinking hen forever. For a very long time. Longer than I can remember. I think I probably, at least 14.
I pick Hennessy as well. Like, my browns go to, okay, you don't have Jack, I'm going to Hennessy. And if you don't have Hennessy, then I'm going to Crown. And then after Crown is probably Cavassier.
Yeah.
That's some black shit right there. Cavassier is some black shit right there.
Yeah, my dad used to drink a lot of Hennessy. A lot of Crown. So I used to, when I was a kid, I used to steal his shit, take a shot here and there, whatever. But yeah,
At what age do you remember first stealing alcohol from your parents?
I was like 12.
Damn, no, real talk though. I feel like I was like 13.
Yeah, I've been out here.
Or 14.
I've been smoking and drinking since I was 12. Not
no,
proudly.
I didn't smoke. No, I feel you. I didn't smoke until later in age, but like drinking, like I used to steal liquor from me and my friends. Like, and my parents used to have parties and shit, and I would steal alcohol, like leftover alcohol and shit. Like, that shit is crazy. Shout out to black people for using Crown Royal bags for literally everything.
For sure.
It's right along with plastic bags, with the Food Line bag or the Kroger bag or the Publix bag. All right, go. What's your joint? What's your next joint?
Rap or R&B?
Shit. Why would you do that to me? Why would you have me pick between children? That's not fair. All right. I'm going to go with rap only because I feel like I'm in an upbeat mood more often than I'm in an R&B mood as far as what I play the most. And it's probably like a 60-40 type thing. Just because of my mood. So I'm going to go with rap just because of that. And I literally get hype off of, I'm at that age where, I've kind of seen like hip hop go through its phases and shit. You know what I'm saying? So I can listen like to some, some 90s hip hop, and I can listen to like, some the Baby or some shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So hip hop has expanded and the way that it goes. My mood is 60% upbeat versus in love. So that's why I'm going to go with, rap versus hip hop. What about yourself?
I think I fell in love with R&B first. Like I fell in love with rap pretty early on, but R&B was my shit, like from ever since I can fucking remember. So I think I'm gonna just go with that, just cause, just historically, like you can go all the way back to the 60s and 70s and find some retarded ass like R&B. You know what I'm saying? Like just some smooth.
Yeah, R&B never dies.
Yeah, like, and even up
I
to
feel
this
like
point,
rap can date itself.
Yeah, for sure.
And R&B kind of lives on forever.
Like you can play a Marvin Gaye song way quicker than you can play like a Curtis Blow song.
100.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
listen, I can play songs and I was not even born.
That's what I'm saying. So that's why I love R&B. I think R&B wins just because, it's just
I can fuck with that.
Like
I can fuck with that.
That's just it for me. Again, it's probably like 70, 30, 60, 40. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I mean, I love rap clearly, but, I could definitely listen to some R&B, especially now that I got kids and shit. I don't really want them to listen to all that crazy rapping and shit. You know what I'm saying?
I feel you on that.
I definitely put on like, 104 and rock out. Like, and shout out to 104. If you from Raleigh, like 104 used to be like fucking the 60s and 70s and 80s. Now that shit, these niggas was like playing fucking Reasonable Doubt the other day. I said, God damn, like I'm old as fuck.
What?
Yeah, nigga, they were playing fucking Reasonable, like they were playing,
on the oldies station?
Can't Knock the Hustle came on. Swear to God.
Damn.
Yeah, shit was.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you something. And I feel like the emphasis is especially living in Atlanta, right? So if you go to a club, a lounge, a bar, first of all, almost every place in Atlanta plays fucking music, like period, black music. period. Like I said, you can go to your classy restaurants and it's fucking trap playing in the background. Like, that's what intrigues me about Atlanta. Like, this shit is black as fuck. Mm-hmm. Like, they make black classy as fuck, right? But like, I will hear like some shit and I'll be like, yo, like, this shit fucking go. Like, it could be some R&B, it could be some hip hop, it can be whatever, but everybody parties together. Like, Atlanta is not a place where you're gonna see a fucking 25-year-old and a fucking 45-year-old partying together. Mm-hmm. Cause they still playing the same music. Like, I feel like in a lot of places, you know when you out of place when you don't know the fucking music that's going on. You know what I'm saying? But they still playing all the same shit we listened to growing up. And you got 25-year-olds in the spot. You got 45-year-olds in the spot. So I'll be like, okay, well, Atlanta is not the place that's going to sit me down. You know how motherfuckers be like, oh, like you this age and you in this spot. Like, it's literally all of us in this spot. So it's just like crazy, but I feel like I love it. One of the reasons I love Atlanta is because how it embraces black music. Like, period. Like, you're still gonna hear fucking Swag Surf. You're still gonna hear fucking, 50 Cent, like old 50 Cent. And then you're gonna hear The Baby, or you're gonna hear Pop Smoke, or you're gonna hear like, you know, YBN Cordae or whatever the case may be. Like, it's just this mixture of music. And one of the reasons I just love Atlanta is because of the heritage and the music. So just shout out to Atlanta for being Wakanda out this bitch.
Forever I love Atlanta. I love it. Feel like, nigga.
Forever I love Atlanta. Okay, so here's mine. Over 50 hall pass. Angela Bassett. She's 61. Vanessa Williams, she's 56. Vivica Fox, 55.
Angela. She look, I haven't seen, what's the name? The middle one. What do you say?
Vanessa Williams?
Yeah, I haven't seen her in a long time. But
Vanessa Williams pops up in like the most randomest things. So that's why she kind of came.
Nah, Angela Bassett for sure. I wish you would have put Janet Jackson in that bitch, but,
how old is Janet Jackson? 50? She's like, at the early end of 50 though. And she like 52 or something.
I don't know. Look it up. But
Janet Jackson age. Janet Jackson is 53.
Yeah, hell yeah. She fine as a bitch.
Okay. J-Lo is not black, but J-Lo, Janet Jackson.
Janet Jackson.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm definitely going J-Lo on that one.
Janet's still bad as a motherfucker.
Janet be getting plump as a bitch though. Like, she be getting fat.
I like a little cushion on my old lady, so.
a little cushion for the push.
She was on Jimmy Kimmel. Did you see her on Jimmy Fallon the other day?
I didn't.
Nigga. Hold on, I gotta find that shit. She was goddamn.
Janet Jackson was on Jimmy Fallon?
Yeah.
Bad.
She was looking good as fuck. I said, God damn. She had like the cornrows going and shit. She was giving it up.
Oh, I didn't see her on Jimmy Fallon, but I saw a picture of her. And, somebody I know is like a huge Janet Jackson fan. And I was like, oh, Janet Jackson looking young as shit. Like, she looking pretty as shit in this picture. She
looks amazing. I'm gonna just send you some shit. That motherfucker looks
yeah. No, if it's that same realm of that picture that I saw, like, yeah, Janet Jackson was looking good. What's your next joint?
Hold on. I was looking at Janet Jackson.
Okay.
The Baby or Lil Baby?
I'm going with The Baby. Because The Baby is, he has more hits to me. He has more bops. Some shit you can bop, need some shit with some bop in it. I like The Baby. I like his, personality. I like his music. I like Lil Baby as well, but he hasn't resonated with me like The Baby has. What about yourself?
It's close. My North Carolina allegiance wants me to lean toward The Baby, but I like Lil Baby better. Like rapping wise.
Really?
Yeah, Lil Baby hard. Like I like Lil Baby the best. Cause he don't, like The Baby makes a lot of his songs sound the same. Like, and his flow sound the same. I can see that. And all that shit. But Lil Baby, like while his flow sounds the same, but it's different. Like he's melodic and I like Lil Baby more than I don't know. I just like his music, like totality wise. a little bit better.
I can see that.
His music is,
I can see
in
that.
my opinion, doper than the Baby. But both of them niggas dope. And like I said, my North Carolina allegiance like would have me, teetering a little bit to the Baby. But and he seemed like a little nigga that I probably would fuck with. You know what I'm saying? Just some personality wise. But musically, I think I'm gonna go with Lil Baby.
All right, bet. My last one, let's go with one last one. I have a few here, but I'm going to go with, I'm going to let you pick. Do you want to go with contribution to black culture or do you want to go with hood movie? I'll let you pick.
I don't care. You select. Good. Flip a coin.
Oh.
I don't even care.
Okay. Because we've gone with, okay, so my question in regards to contribution was if they had not been found out about their wrongdoings, which individual do you feel like would have contributed most to the black community, Bill Cosby or R. Kelly?
That's a good one. Contributed, you mean? Like who
would have made the bigger difference to like black culture in general, whatever, music, art, whatever, like
I say
Bill Cosby or R. Kelly.
Bill he lived pretty much the majority of his life, you know what I'm saying, before he got smashed. So, and he did.
That's very true.
And he did mad shit for black colleges, like just in donations and all type of shit. And, basically like was not the soundtrack, but the motion picture for, a lot of young black, at this point, just black people as a whole. Cause even for parents, I'm sure people, from my parents probably got some shit from the Huxtables as far as, how to, interact and raise their kids. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure that happened. So, definitely Bill Cosby. Bill Cosby way. I mean, you can't shit on him musically, but Bill had mad shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, he did mad movies and fucking spin-offs and changed mad people's lives, obviously for the worse, but a lot of people for the better. So, hell yeah, definitely Bill.
Yeah. So, my vote on this is actually opposite. My vote is actually like R. Kelly. And the only reason I pick R. Kelly is because like R. Kelly made a lot of motherfuckers millionaires and stars.
That's true.
Based on, him writing music for them, producing music for them, or being like on their tracks or whatever. So I kind of say that like, I kind of went with R. Kelly on that one because Bill Cosby did do a lot, but even if he was not found out in regards to his indiscretions for lack of better words with women and all of that, he still kind of went on this tirade of black people ain't shit. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like you did all this Dr. Huxtable shit, but we kind of remember him as pretty much Dr. Huxtable versus like, some of the other shit. So that's kind of why I'm going with him. What's your last one?
Serena or Gabby Douglas?
Oh, why would you do that? All right, I'm going to go with Serena because Serena is kind of the prototype of like the Terminator of black women, like a fucking machine. That's what I mean by that. Like she's done so much shit and she's like a machine. Like she knocks motherfuckers out. Like she wins all this shit. Like she's physically fit. Like she's kind of like the prototype for those after her. So that's why I'm going with Serena. What about yourself?
It's tough. I gotta go with Serena just cause I grew up with her.
It's Serena, bro. Yeah,
but Gabby dope though. And like now that
Gabby is dope.
I'll say this. My little girl's in gymnastics. I put a little thing on my Insta story today about her. But like, I was amazed at how many young black girls were in the gymnasium at the time. There was a lot of white people, obviously, but it was probably fucking 10 to 15 little black girls in there killing shit, by the way. Like, I'm talking about like,
Bruh, do you remember my conversation like a show or two ago when I went to go see my niece in the chair and the tumbling shit? I understand exactly what you mean.
So like that.
Cause them bitches is, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to call children bitches. That was wrong.
They don't identify as bitches.
No, they don't. That was wrong. I take that back. But like these little girls like doing this shit, like, wow.
Yeah, that shit, like, but, and I would say with the, you know, a lot of that inspiration comes from Gabby. So, I was actually in there when I was creating that shit. So I thought about it. But yeah, I mean, Serena, cause I grew up with her. I saw her at fucking Black College Weekend and she was looking crazy and she had some big ass feet. I love her. That's fucking Serena. She big as hell. Big ass girl.
Serena always looked big as hell to me. Like she always looked very masculine.
Yeah, that's a big girl. She's not cute either. People say she's cute, but
yeah,
I don't know. But that's
no, I'm with you on that.
Gabby
We
really
actually agree on that.
Think about it. But,
no, they're not. They're just superheroes and shit. Sure. So we still respect them. Super quick. You ain't even gotta get no explanation, but I want to ask you this. Your white friend bring the mac and cheese or your white friend bring the fried chicken?
Store-bought fried chicken from Bojangles. Absolutely.
Nah, cooking though. Cooking.
Nah.
I should have said that.
Yeah, neither one.
Mac and cheese or fried chicken, you gotta pick one.
Ain't nobody eating that shit. No, man.
Both of them sitting.
Yeah. No, ain't nobody
I think I'm gonna go with bringing the mac and cheese. Because if you don't season the chicken, you can just throw the whole chicken away.
And if you don't season the macaroni, you can't sucking.
At least you can put some salt on it.
That shit ain't gonna be right.
Like on your own.
That shit ain't gonna be right. You ever put salt on already done macaroni? That shit just fall and pummel the fucking plate. No way.
Oh man. Listen, I want to thank y'all for listening to us. We're definitely breaking this show up. So that's why you're going to hear it. Make sure y'all subscribe to the show. Check us out at theaintshitshow.com. That's the X where the I would be. And you can, check us out on any of our social. Y'all know that's Twitter, IG, Facebook, whatever. Y'all can listen on wherever you get your podcasts, YouTube, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, Google Play, all that. And y'all know that we leave the show, we end the show with a quote. And this quote is actually a little bit long, but I wanted to read this because it resonated with me. It's exactly how I feel. And it's from Salam Casa. And the picture, I got it from Instagram and it is a picture of, the Middle Passage, slave ships where black people were stacked on top of each other. That's the picture. And here's what it says. It says, so you mean to tell me that someone down your ancestry line survived being chained to other human bodies for several months in the bottom of a disease-infested ship during the Middle Passage, lost their language, customs and traditions, picked up the English language as best they could, working free of charge from sun up to sundown. They watched babies sold from out their own arms, women raped by ruthless slave owners, took names with no last names, no birth certificates, no heritage of any kind, braved the Underground Railroad, survived the Civil War, entered into sharecropping, learned to read and write out of sheer will and determination, faced the burning crosses of the KKK, averted their eyes to the black bodies swinging from the ropes and trees, fought in world wars as soldiers, only to return to America as boys, marched in Birmingham, hosed in Selma, jailed in Wilmington, assassinated in Memphis, segregated in the South, ghettoed in the North, ignored by the history books, stereotyped in Hollywood. And in spite of it all, someone in your family line endured every era to make sure you would get here. But you received one rejection, faced one obstacle, lost one friend, got overlooked, and you wanted to quit? How dare you entertain the very thought of quitting? People will never know who survived from generation to generation, so you could succeed. Don't you dare let them down. It is not in our DNA to quit. And that is some real shit right there.
Big bars.
Until next week, manifest your destiny and the marathon continues.
Rip,
we
rip.
out.